good show last week, right, guys? Went to Boston, got some drinks, people had fun. Let's see what people are saying about it online. Google search, garbage time, news. Antonio Brown? What the hell? Garbage time's my thing. Get me Antonio Brown immediately. I'd like to speak to him. Hey guys, welcome to Garbage Time. I'm your host, Kate Nolan, and yes, we're back in our closet tonight. It's okay though, because we packed a ton of good stuff into the show to make up for it. Antonio Brown apologizes for costing you millions. Paul Scheer from the league drafts his fantasy team. And I hit the waiver wire to add and drop things from my life. But first, week 1 of the NFL season is in the books. So you know what that means. It's time to overreact about everything. What's it going to be this year, guys?
Marcus Mariota, welcome to the NFL.
That was a dynamic opening performance. What can you say?
He just made it look so easy.
It's going to be a successful career for Marcus Mariota.
Every ball he threw was located like a Brady or a Rodgers or a Manning. I mean, this guy was unbelievable day one.
Wow. Brady, Rodgers, Manning. This Marcus Mariota sounds like a stud. Probably the best in the league right now, right? Keep an eye on that guy. Pick him up in your fantasy leagues. Draw little hearts next to his name in your notebook. You guys do that, right? Week 1 reactions are almost always accurate. I mean, look at what we knew about last season after just 1 week.
That's why I gave Aaron Rodgers an F. I've never been more ashamed of him.
He has the talent of a Randy Moss. Just was very raw. I think this is the year for him.
Jake Locker played outstanding week 1. He
Outstanding.
was outstanding. Everybody talks about the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South. Watch out for the Tennessee Titans.
Except Rodgers went on to win the MVP. Cordell Patterson rushed for a grand total of 15 yards in weeks 2 through 16. And the Titans finished 2-14. They were so bad. Jake Locker literally retired. So really, we have no idea what's going to happen based on the events of 1 week. That would be like watching the premiere episode of Lost and trying to predict the finale. No, sorry, dude, you are wrong. There's gonna be polar bears, time travel. By the end of season 7, you still don't have any idea if you like this show or not. And this is especially true of rookies like Mariota. We jump to conclusions based on 1 game, and everyone knows that 1 is not a sufficient sample size. Well, everyone except Costco, who refused to listen to me, and now I'm banned for life. Take Jameis Winston, who made his NFL debut in the same game as Mariota, but he threw a pick 6 with his very first pass as a pro. Guy sucks, right? Worst ever. What a waste of a first overall pick. Garbage. I mean, the last guy to take the field on his first day and immediately throw a pick 6 was, it was Brett Favre. Things worked out for him, I guess. Meanwhile, the last quarterback to put up a perfect passer rating in their rookie season, RG3, who is currently doing a great job. I'm sorry, the prompter froze. He's currently doing a great job on level 97 of Candy Crush. Which, when you think about it, is impressive considering how much you have to slide your finger. If you want to put this Mariota hype in perspective, look at what we were saying about RG3 after week 1 in 2012.
I'm on record as saying RG3 will be better eventually than Andrew Luck.
And I hope this puts to rest all of that stuff about Kirk Cousins and everybody.
I think he put that to rest for good yesterday.
It's done. This is his team. There is no question about it.
I know, it's shocking. First Take said something crazy, but it wasn't just First Take. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover. Please don't do this with Mario. Oh, you did do that. Today? Of course you did. Point is, guys, stop freaking out. Mariota did well. That's awesome. Jameis did poorly. Okay. Those things don't have to mean much more than what they mean. Obviously, hindsight's always going to be 20/20, but foresight does not have to be blind as a bat. Chill out. Take a step back. And for the love of God, please stop yelling at us. Yes, I'm talking to you two. Nothing from week 1 is set in stone. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Almost nothing. Jim Tomsula is definitely the greatest 49ers coach of all time. Numbers never lie. Before we move on, real quick, as ridiculous as that Tomsula graphic was, it actually was the second most ridiculous Tomsula graphic of the night. Do we have the other one? Can we pull that up really quick? Tomsula odd jobs. I'm a fan of the fact that night janitor and clean floors at a department store, 2 different jobs. Very specific. Also, firewood cutter. Really? We couldn't do him a favor there? Call him a lumberjack. Sounds kind of nice. Anyway, speaking of odd things that people do for a living, the Miss America pageant took place on Sunday. You guys watch? No? I know I said last week we weren't going to talk about that stupid NFL controversy that rhymes with Flaflategate anymore, but it would be irresponsible of me if I didn't make sure that you saw this.
Did Tom Brady cheat?
Did he cheat? That's a really good question. I'm not sure. I think I'd have to be there to see the ball and feel it and make sure it was deflated or not deflated. But if there was question there, then yes, I think he cheated. If there was any question to be had, I think that he definitely cheated and that he should have been suspended for that. That's not fair.
To recap that argument, I don't know. I'd need to see evidence. But if people say it happened, then yes, Tom Brady definitely cheated. That logic won her the Miss America crown. And, I imagine, a future job as a lawyer for the NFL. And lastly, lots of storylines emerging from that Giants-Cowboys Sunday night game. But the thing that caught my eye the most was Coach Tom Coughlin's post-game press conference. He walked right out there after a brutal, stupid loss, and he just owned it.
We're on the road. We have an excellent chance to win. It's my fault at the end of the game. There's nobody else to blame but me. The decision to throw the ball there on 3rd down was not a good decision, a bad decision on my part. Nobody else to blame but me. I take full responsibility for it because the strategy was obviously wrong at the end.
Kind of refreshing, right? No dodging or deflecting, just a, hey guys, that was bad, and I am bad. Sorry about how bad I am. Seems oddly cathartic. In fact, if you guys don't mind, I think I'd like to give that a try. Yeah. Okay. Hey everybody, no questions please. I just want to say a few things off the top here. That A block we just wrapped up, that was my fault. Okay, we're coming off a big week like last week, on the road, and then just coming in here to this closet. That was a bad call. What we should have done was go back out to another bar, met some people. Look, I don't want to blame it on our lack of a budget, okay? I really just blew it. And then I'm pretty sure I screwed up the pronunciation of Corderell. That's on me. I've been doing that forever. But we got to move on and refocus, make sure we don't make the same mistakes next week. I'll take a few questions now.
Is it going to get any better for the rest of the show?
That's the goal. That is the goal. After the break, we got Antonio Brown. Later in the show, Paul Scheer. And those guys are so great, so talented. And if those segments end up sucking, again, there's no one to blame there except myself. So stay tuned. Thank you very much. Hey guys, welcome back to Garbage Time. Some of you may be familiar with this next segment. It is an old favorite of ours. We used to call it Waiver Wire Wednesday, but our new graphics team charges per character, so it's time for Ad Drop. Here we go. First up, I am going to add Jake Anderson, the goalie for UVA's club hockey team, who was kicked out of a game last Friday for chugging a beer on the ice. Jake, you can play for my team any day. By the way, this happened between the 2nd and 3rd period when his team was up 7-0. 7-0. Relax, ref. It is never too early to celebrate when you're winning. That being said, it's always too early to celebrate when you're getting your kicked in, which is why this week I am going to drop Austin Safarian-Jenkins. Yeah, high-stepping touchdown. Pretty cool celebration, bro. We are proud of you, but scoreboard. Looks like drafted Austin Safarian-Jenkins this year. Next, I'm going to add Purin. She is an adorable soccer-playing beagle from Japan, and she recently set the Guinness World Record for most balls caught by a dog in 1 minute, which was 13. Now it's 14.
A solid start so far. This youngster certainly isn't barking up the wrong tree. And there's the record.
First of all, I discovered that Purin was good at using her paws. So then I began throwing things at her to see if she could catch them.
What? What? Okay, I am going to drop owner of Purin, because what the hell, dude? You don't just find out your dog can catch by throwing things at your dog. That is appalling. Appalling. You guys must not have heard it. That was ad drop. My joke was so bad, you cut me off with a graphic. Next, earlier, I spoke with Antonio Brown. We talked about garbage time and his new favorite energy product, glucose with a K. Here's that. Antonio, thank you for being with us. You seem to have more energy in the fourth quarter of this last game than anyone else when you scored that touchdown. To what do you credit your energy boost?
Glucose. It's twice the energy, twice as fast.
Your garbage time touchdown against the Pats last week.
Garbage time?
Yeah, garbage time.
Well, what is garbage time?
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful television program on Fox Sports 1. But also, garbage time is when the game doesn't matter anymore. You're going to probably, no offense, not win.
The game's never over until it's over. You don't just stop playing, you know what I mean?
Sure, but we're not football players. We are degenerate gamblers. You caused an estimated $100 million swing in bets across the country when you scored that touchdown with 2 seconds left in the game. So people were a little bit upset. So I wanted to give you a chance to address those people. I don't know if you want to apologize, but just look into the camera and address those folks.
Hey, folks, I'm Antonio Brown, who scored the touchdown that you like to call it garbage time. That's a part of gambling. You win some, you lose some. I hope if you want money, you can send me a check. You can make it out to Touchdown Brown and Corporation. If you lost a lot of money, add me on your fantasy team, and hopefully you can win it back.
It's that simple. He's definitely available on the waiver wire, folks. I have to ask you about your haircut.
Yeah.
It looks more like a mohawk today than it did on Thursday. What are you calling that look?
You could call it a Gohawk. It's like a dinosaur look.
It was a little bit more like a Lego on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday theme was a Lego, meaning let's go.
Whose hair would win in a fight, yours or Odell Beckham Jr.'s?
Obviously my hair, it just pipe him over. This garbage time questions.
Antonio, thank you for being here in garbage time.
Thank you very much. Touchdowns are hard, so I'll take it in garbage time. I'll take the touchdowns whenever.
You heard it here first, guys. Touchdowns, difficult. Who knew? Coming up, Paul Scheer from the league tells me who his all-time favorite fictional quarterback is, and he may or may not be wearing a whipped cream bikini. He's not, but first, the Broncos play the Chiefs tomorrow, and we are pumped up for Peyton, right, guys?
This week on Thursday Night Football, the Chiefs host the Broncos and Peyton Manning. Alex Smith started strong in week 1. Peyton Manning looked, not good. Can Jamal Charles keep the Chiefs rolling? Can Peyton Manning complete a pass over 10 yards? Why didn't Peyton Manning just retire? Like, it's over, man. You look like dog. Broncos, Chiefs, Peyton Manning on 4 days rest. Yikes. And now, second Guess Tess.
If I had just started Jarvis Landry over Calvin Johnson, then I would have won this week.
This has been second Guess Tess.
That was Tess, and that was weird. But she proves a point. Fantasy football can be frustrating. So I thought, instead of being constantly let down by actual football players, maybe it would be fun to be let down by fake fictional football players. So Paul Scheer from the league dropped by, and we made that happen. This is Fantasy Draft.
Okay, I'm very excited to do a draft with you.
We're gonna do a draft of fictional football players from movies and television shows.
Great, I'm in.
We
got some little giants in there.
Yep.
We got some replacements in there.
Yep.
Any given Sunday in there.
Yep.
I'm in. Here we go. Look at that, a clipboard, run into the seat.
We're gonna. Oh,
Guys, seriously, sit down. All right.
We're gonna draft a wide receiver. No,
Yes.
quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and then a flex, which can be any player you want. A
Oh,
defensive
interesting.
player, a difference maker, a coach, anybody.
Okay, all right. I love it.
You're my guest, so I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. I'm going to start off right now with a very controversial pick for running back, Mr. Forrest Gump. Mr. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is an animal, a beast on the football field. The man, even though he had leg braces for a little while, he ran them off, and he could play wide receiver. He could be running back. But because he ran across the country, I think that running is where he's the strongest. So Forrest Gump at RB, position 1. No injuries there.
That's a great pick. All right. Well, you drafted a total beast, an animal, with your first pick.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the same. I'm going to wide receiver. I'm going to take Air Bud.
Ooh, that was a very I wanted Air
Golden
Bud.
receiver. See,
Well,
here's the thing.
talk to me about
I
him.
like a two-sport athlete, and
Oh,
so Air
by the way,
Bud.
two-sport? Talk about like 3 or 4 sports.
Were there more movies?
Volleyball.
Oh.
You forgot about volleyball. You forgot baseball, volleyball, basketball.
He played baseball?
And yes, that's the craziest one. Air Bud is a classically trained animal. All right.
Retriever.
I'm going to go for someone who is as emotionally complicated as he is as a player. At QB, I'm picking Matt Sorensen. He's going to be a franchise player, and I feel like Sorensen is going to bring the heat. I know he retired, I think, at the end of Friday. I don't think he went to college for football at the end of that. He didn't play college ball. He skipped college ball, went right from high school to professional ball.
I am going to take my quarterback next. I'm going to take Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Ooh.
Yeah, because, he...
Got a big ego on him.
Yes, but... there's no but. He has a big ego.
He's got a big
like
ego.
That. I like that because he's good.
And
he pukes on the field.
He
which
does.
Happens to the best of us, right, Donovan?
Now I can pick for wide receiver. This is interesting for me because I've been thinking about this a lot ever since you gave me this piece of paper. And for wide receiver, I'm going to say, show me the money and give me some Rod Tidwell, all right? Rod Tidwell, he just needed someone to believe in him to get his potential going.
Also a big ego.
Big ego. Very big ego. But you know what? If you feed that ego, he will feed you in fantasy points. Rod Tidwell, show me the points. You got to pick an RB now.
I need an RB. So I was going to go with Tim Riggins. It's who I wanted. But True Detective was so bad.
All right.
And so...
Did he take Viagra in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't have that on my team.
No, you don't want
Performance
that.
enhancing
Yeah,
drug.
yeah, exactly.
I don't need PEDs, which is the same reason I can't take Smash either. So I'm going to go with Icebox.
From Little Giants.
Little Giants.
Classic Icebox. Do you want to take him as the age in Little Giants, or do you want to age him up?
I'd like her to stay at her age. I'd also like her to continue to wear the skirt and the pads at the same time because that's the strength. She defies the gender roles that men try to force us into.
Now, let me explain this.
Now we're
Your
going
flex can be anybody I want.
Anybody. We got coaches, kickers, defense. You could take another quarterback if you
Can
were
I take
dumb.
someone that you guys did not list
Yeah.
on this? I don't know if you're familiar with the movie called The Last Boy Scout. But there's a character in that movie, the opening scene, where he's running, he pulls out a handgun and starts shooting people in the head. That is the type of player I want on my team. I don't know his name. I don't know his name in the movie, but I'm taking the guy from The Last Boy Scout. He is going to shoot his way to fantasy points.
This makes it tough because you can't top that. But I think for my flex, I'm going to take, it's tough, Coach Taylor.
You know what? That's a great choice. It's a
because
really...
where Coach Taylor goes, Tammy Taylor goes.
And you want
she's always
Taylor...
good to have around.
You want her in the stands. You want her in the stands. All right. Well, I feel like we have a pretty great team here.
Yeah, who's your team?
Sorensen.
Yep.
Forrest Gump. Rod Tidwell. And the dude from the opening scene of The Last Boy Scout. Your team is?
Willie Beeman.
Yes.
Icebox.
Yes.
Air Bud.
Yes.
Coach Taylor.
This is great. This is great. By the way, the NFL, let's open up Wednesday nights for games now if we have teams like this.
Yeah, right? I'd watch that.
I like this.
Wouldn't be more ridiculous than Thursday night football.
No, exactly.
That's
Come
for
on.
sure. Oh, Paul Scheer is the best. Coming up, you've been waiting all week for it. Yes, you have. Don't lie. I crown my Garbage Time Hero of the Week. Welcome back to Garbage Time. Just noticed that prominently over my shoulder. Those tweets should be fun. It's time for our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this guy. Love that guy. I don't know if you guys know, I hate the wave, and I think if you do it, you should be arrested. Have I mentioned that here before? That's our show, you guys. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to Antonio and Paul. We will see you next week. Sure, Rex will give us plenty to talk about. If you pick up a nacho and they all stick together, that counts as one nacho. I'm so dumb. My name is Tess.